What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. We're going to be doing something a little bit different in this video. We're actually going to be doing the Hold My Bag fantasy picks. We're going to be analyzing every single one of my picks, and if you guys don't know what it is, essentially there's 5 different tiers. You have to pick certain people. There's like 10 to 15 people in each tier based off the DGPT disc golf rankings and tour points, I believe. But essentially, I'm going to be telling you my picks and why I'm picking them and telling you why I'm not picking some of the people. We're also going to be doing a biggest loser where I pick someone within the top few tiers who I think is going to have a really bad tournament. I guess I shouldn't say really bad, but kind of just have like a falling off. And yeah, if you guys want to do the Hold My Bag fantasy yourself, you can go ahead and click the link in the description down below, and you'll actually get a free $10 the very first time you join in your first paid contest. There actually is a free version as well that you can compete with, and I'll throw up what you can win here, actually. I think you get like a $100 gift card, a $50 gift card for second place, and I think it's a $25 gift card for third place, something like that. And then the prize pool for the $10 entry fee, they're calling it like the pro version. I think it's up to like $3,500. So I think it's 1,000 if you win, and you can see it on the screen there of the different tiers and how much you can win. So pretty cool. Use my link in the description down below, like I said, and you get a free $10 when you enter in your first $10 paid entry into the pro version. So yeah, it's Worlds Week, and I figured this is probably the best week that we can do this, and maybe it can turn into something, and we can do something like this every week. I really enjoyed putting it all together. I got a bunch of stuff on my computer of just analytics and stuff like that of each player and kind of why I'm picking who I'm picking and why I'm not picking some other people. But yeah, they're playing in Finland this year. They're playing the Monster and the Beast course. The Monster is an extremely hard course. A lot of the pros struggled. It's almost like Northwood Black-esque, really tight lines. And on the par fours, you have to throw 2 really good shots to even have a look for birdies. So a lot of the pros really like it. It's very demanding. And this is the last year they're playing the Beast course that a lot of you guys know from the European Open. And last year, they actually played these 2 courses for the European Open. Gannon actually ended up winning by 2 strokes with Ricky right behind him. And Ricky shot a 13 down, 1089 final day at the Beast, and he was really pushing for the win. Paul was also in the mix, and after 2 rounds, him and Gannon were tied after playing the Monster twice. And then Isaac Robinson was 4th last year, right behind Macbeth. All right, and then you guys maybe have seen on my socials, but we are going to be giving away this Captain's Raptor in this video. You guys, like I said, probably seen it on my socials, and maybe that's why you're here watching this video. But I actually did post a video reviewing this disc. I'll pop that up right here. Go give that a watch. Really fun video. We went out and played just a local course and played 9 holes with it. Go see what I can shoot. But to enter into the giveaway, all you have to do is like, subscribe, and also leave a comment down below with your Instagram handle and who you think is going to take down Worlds this year. And next week, when I do a similar video to this, I will be giving away another disc, and I'll be picking the winner of whoever takes home this beautiful Captain's Raptor. And yeah, let's get into my Hold My Bag picks. All right, guys. So in Tier 1, we have Adam Hammes, Ezra Robinson, Kyle Klein, Gannon Buhr, Anthony Barela, Ricky Wysocki, Nicholas Anttila, Isaac Robinson, Kelvin Heimberg, and Paul Macbeth. Out of those 10 guys, I think there's 3 guys that we can rule out right away. We can rule out Adam, who really hasn't been playing the greatest recently, Ezra Robinson, and Kyle Klein. Might be some hot takes there. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Obviously, it's hard to rule out Gannon Buhr. He's the #1 player in the world, and played the last tournament very well, minus the last 2 holes. He was in it almost the entire time and honestly wasn't really looking the greatest. He's one I would say could win it. Anthony Barela is trending and probably the best player right now who has not won a major yet. And then obviously we have Ricky Wysocki. He was in it last year. And I think the Monster course and the Beast really requires a big forehand shot, and Ricky's definitely got that. We also have Nicholas Anttila. He's over there in Europe. You know he's going to shred. Super smooth, and he's been trending recently. And obviously it's Worlds, so Isaac Robinson's obviously going to be in the mix, as you guys seen in the thumbnail. He was in it last week at the European Disc Golf Festival, and really he just had 2 bad holes. He went OB, I think, on hole 8. That kind of really just took him out of it. And then we have Calvin, who is coming off his first major win, and he was absolutely playing out of his mind, playing like 1100 golf the entire weekend, which is nuts. And then obviously it's Worlds again, and you know Palming Best is going to be in the hunt. And I know he plays the Beast course very well, but I would say 110% that of these 7 guys, one of these guys is going to take down Worlds this year. I feel like playing 5 rounds, you play 2 rounds, I believe, at the Monster course and 3 rounds at the Beast. Obviously, the cream rises to the top. One of these 7 guys is going to take it down. And for my tier 1 pick, I have to go with the man, the myth, the legend, the soon-to-be 3-time world champion, Isaac Robinson. I think with his putter and him like hardly ever going OB, and obviously the Monster being in the woods, this dude just hits lines, and when it comes to Worlds, he puts it up to another notch. And I already know what he's thinking, and you guys may be seeing like the press conferences and stuff like that. Once he was out of it, he's probably just turned the European Disc Golf Festival into just another practice for Worlds. And yeah, he started off very slow last year and actually ended up battling all the way back up to 4th place. So I think if he starts out hot and shoots and plays the Monster very well right away, I think it's hard not to pick him. The only thing that's making me question this pick is it's Monday right now, and I just watched the press conference, and he was saying how his game's off, and he's been taking a break the last 2 days and really hasn't been playing disc golf. So that has me a little bit questioning it, but I think I remember him saying something very, very similar to that last year. I think him kind of coming out and saying that kind of takes the monkey off his back, and he can kind of relax, kind of push all of the bad thoughts to the side and just shred. Tier 1, Isaac Robinson. And I'll throw up the list of the guys up here for tier 2. For my outs, I have to go with Joey Buckets, James Proctor, Austin Turner, Matty O, and Ben Callaway. Obviously, Ben just won recently, and actually just won the doubles Worlds Championships or whatever. Not a lot of pressure on that. As an Iowa guy myself, it obviously hurts to not put Ben Callaway into, kind of put him into one of the ends of the people I think that could play decent. I just don't see Ben playing that well, and maybe he can prove me wrong. And then we got Simon Lizotte, Chris Dickerson, Ezra Aderhold, Evan Smith, and Andrew Marweed, #1 putter in the world. Out of that grouping there, I would say I have to just pick out 3 of them. We're going to go with Ezra Aderhold, Evan Smith, and Andrew Marweed. Andrew Marweed's obviously the #1 putter in the world. The dude literally never misses a C1 putt and makes so many C2 putts. He also played Champions Cup very well recently this last year, and also has a really big forehand, like I mentioned with Ricky. Then we have Evan Smith, Mr. Smooth. He's coming off not the greatest finish last year at the major. I think he ended up towards the bottom or kind of the middle of the pack, but he is so smooth. I got to watch him play at DMC, and he also has a really big forehand. And I can see him really, really competing well at this course. He had a very rough time, like I said, last week, but I do think he can play these courses very well. Next, we have Ezra Aderhold. He got 85th at this tournament last year, shot +9. So yeah, I almost have to just rule him out for that. Obviously, he's been on a hot streak as of recent, but kind of going into a tournament, knowing you shot +9 last year, it's very hard to come in and try to shoot hot again this year. So I think it comes down to Evan Smith and Andrew Marweed. And honestly, I have to give it to Evan Smith. Last year, Evan got 55th at this tournament, and Marweed got 57th. And I think that's really the only reason why I'm picking Evan over Marweed, and they're literally 1 stroke away. But Evan Smith, super smooth player, really good putter. He's been on pretty good streak recently besides the last major, and I think he compete well at this tournament. So Evan Smith is my tier 2 pick. For tier 3, I'll throw up the names right here, and I'll just go ahead and give you guys my outs right away. So we have Eagle McMahon, Vino Makala, Jakob Simmerod, Luke Taylor, Gavin Rathman, Cole Redolin, Soli, and Gavin Babcock. The people that I would say that are in this tournament and have a good chance at competing well, at least in this tier, are Corey Ellis, Goose Man, Andrew Presnell. A lot of you guys are going to hate that. Mauri Villman, Lori Leitinen, butchered that, and Mason Ford. I think all of these guys have a really good chance at playing well, to where Corey has 1 European Open before, and it's hard not to put him on this list. Aaron Gossage is the #1 throw in the world, throws the disc very well, and this is a very demanding, lots of OB course. I just not sure if I can put him on my tier list yet, just with his putting. And watching all of his videos. Really hard to watch his videos when he's not putting well. Andrew Presnell obviously won Champions Cup at Northwoods Black, and this is a very demanding, tight-wooded course. Can't rule him out. Mauri Villman has a nasty C2 putt. Last year he got 9th place at this tournament and shot even on the very first day at the Monster, which is absurd. So he battled all the way back to 9th place. Lightning got 11th last week, and I believe he's the second rated finished player outside of Nicolas, so can't really rule him out. He's a very smooth and consistent player. And then I really did like watching Mason Ford play at DMC when I was there in person. Makes a lot of putts and throws the disc very well. Very smooth form. But I think it does come down to Vilman and Lightning, and I have to give it to Vilman. They both played very well last week. I think Vilman is just going to make so many C2 putts at these courses. He's going to jump up the leaderboards and just gain strokes putting. He was also a lot more consistent than Lightning last year, as Lightning just kind of had a one-round wonder. I think he shot like 11, 12 down one of the rounds. And Vilman was kind of a lot more consistent minus the first round. So yeah, for my tier 3 pick, we're going with Mauri Vilman. Next, we're going to tier 4. We got Bradley Williams, Jesse Nieminen, Noah Meinsma, Casey White, Robert Burridge, Jake Mon, GT Hancock, Zachary Nash, and Kevin Jones. Those are the guys I'm going to be ruling out of this tier. The people that I think that could compete and the people that I think that can compete in this tier are Yona, Paul Kranz, and Daniel Davidson. Yona played this course very well last year. Paul Kranz, I believe this is his first time actually playing over in Europe. Very smooth player, has the forehand, kind of has his entire game. Kind of been having an off season, I would say, compared to his standards. I feel like he has a very high ceiling. We just haven't seen the kid break out yet. So I have to put him on this list. And then Daniel Davidson. So between those three, I'm going to pick Daniel. Last year, he actually got 33rd, and Daniel just played these courses a lot better than Yona did last year. Daniel was actually +5 after round 1 and ended up finishing -11 for the tournament and ended up in 33rd place. And before we get into the tier 5 pick, I want to do a biggest loser, someone who I think isn't going to have the greatest tournament and kind of going to have like a falling off. I'm going to be picking Kelvin Heimberg. I just think it's very hard to win and compete well when you're just coming off a huge major win, as he did. And I think these two courses are complete opposites. Obviously, he shredded, made a lot of putts, and he's obviously playing at a top tier level. But I just had to pick someone, and I think it's got to be Kelvin Heimberg. Another reason why this made this pick the biggest loser more justifiable is after 2 rounds last year, he was +7. So some food for thought. All right, going into the final tier, tier 5. I would say this is probably the most important tier, and there's a lot of people in this tier that you can choose from, but really there's only a few people that really stood out to me that I think can be very consistent over 5 rounds and shoot well at these courses. So the 3 people that I really just picked out that kind of stood out to me were Luke Humphreys, Paul Ulibarri, and Jaden Rye. As of recent, Luke's been throwing the Prodigy Plastic honestly pretty well. I know he got one of the Eagles on coverage last week, and he actually just came off a 9th place finish over there at the European Open Disc Golf Festival, whatever you want to call it. And honestly, it had a very slow final round. But I do think this course is a lot more demanding, so I think it's got to come down to either Jaden Rye or Paul Ulibarri for me. And obviously, Paul has been very, very sneaky this season. I feel like he's been in the mix a lot and has had a lot of big rounds, and his putting is obviously one of his best parts of his game. And I think you got to make a lot of C1 putts, but you also have to make a lot of C2 putts. And that is one part of Paul's game where he's really crafted that C1 putt that it's hard to kind of, and he's talked about it before on Tour Life, where it's kind of hard to expand that into C2. Obviously, it's something he's been working on, and it honestly has been looking a lot better. And then we have Jaden Rye, who, if you guys haven't heard about this kid, absolutely amazing player, played DMC very well, and last week he actually ended up shooting a -13, 1089 rated. I'll throw a scorecard up here. I think final day, he got 8th place, and I was actually lucky enough to play him down in College Nationals. We actually got 2nd, and there's a lot of very good players there, and that was a very big stage for him. He's definitely on one, throws a mile, has a really smooth forehand, and putts very well. Straight at the basket, just makes a lot of putts. And that's why Jaden Rye is going to be my tier 5 pick. I also believe Ezra also picked Jaden, so it makes it a little bit more justifiable, I guess, that other people are picking him, but I do think Jaden's going to be picked a lot this week, especially with Ezra's content getting out there and people seeing that. But yeah, if you don't know who Jaden Rye is, go check out his socials. He's definitely one of the top players to be on the lookout for an up-and-comer. All right, so here's all of my picks here, guys. Thank you guys so much for staying this long. Let me know what you guys thought of this type of video in the comment section down below. Remember to click that link down below where you can get a free $10 when you enter your first paid week. And then remember, we're also giving away this Captain's Raptor. Subscribe, like, leave a comment down below with your Instagram, and let me know who you guys think are gonna take down Worlds this year. But yeah, thanks again, guys, so much. If you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button. We're gonna be doing these a lot more and be giving away a lot more discs throughout these videos. Hopefully Isaac Robinson takes it down for us, and hopefully we can win a little bit of money doing it. Thank you guys so much for staying this long. Be nice to yourself.